Jamin Mare, August 16th, 2021, Parker Tree Service, Longmont, Colorado. And I am just talking about a subject of, it's kind of a continuation of the subject. And the subject is conifer beetle, and say some early signs to possible attack on pine trees or spruce trees. And one of them is, and I mentioned this in another video, is when you see a stress crop. What am I saying? When there's an abundance of pine cones that are created by the tree, if the tree is stressed, it's going to create an abundance of cones, so that way typically squirrel or birds might propagate the species of the tree so that it survives. Okay, it's kind of an overreaction or an over response to a pine tree. So what you're seeing now is a contrast of just rock and a little bit of pine needle, and the contrast over there of the pine cones that have been chewed apart by the squirrel. Squirrel will, well, they're kind of funny. Well, they like to store their nuts for the winter, right? What does that mean? They're planting trees, actually. So there is a possibility of what I'm saying. They're also planting trees, whether they know it or not. And even though this tree, the outer crown of the tree is phenomenal, it looks very, very good and healthy, I wouldn't be surprised if it develops a top-down dieback pattern, as that's what I am seeing with many pine trees in the Front Range, specifically in my neck of the woods, which is Longmont, Colorado. And then whole dead tree, and then if there's a tree removal or any pruning out of a dead tree, so in other words, if a top is taken out, someone could dissect and look for larval galleries, which I have done and have confirmed conifer beetle inside. I haven't heard from a whole lot of competitors. I haven't heard certainly from, say, the press, if you want to call it that, because well, sometimes they do press releases on epidemics, and I know they did a huge marketing awareness campaign for emerald ash borer, but they, whoever they is not for conifer beetle in the Front Range. Conifer beetle is in the Rocky Mountains. It is not contained in the Rocky Mountains. So there we go. And the other thing is, if you find yourself hiking in the Rocky Mountains and you're on a trail and you see a standing dead pine tree or a spruce, you will see an abundance of pine cones that have been ripped apart by the chipmunks up there. Okay? Anyone that has hiked and knows exactly what I'm saying could be in full agreement on this. Okay?